It's a new Misfit management. This is episode 77. I'm not saying this for the second time now because I forgot to hit record. Okay, plant people, what's up with that? Go.
Yeah, so I said this sort of in the episode, but I think the plant ate the villagers and then like used its plant parts to create like fake villagers that are just an extension of it in a hive mind type situation. That's what I think.
Yeah,
That's also what I think.
yeah.
Which is
There.
why like they don't need to eat shit and why the garden looks like shit.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Hmm.
yeah. I was thinking it was like a reverse false hider situation. How like
Mm.
the people that are eaten, like they still exist, it quote unquote.
False Hydra's
But
definitely on my bucket list.
that shit is
It's so
terrifying, dude.
scary. It's so
Hate that shit.
scary.
Maybe like summer trip. Maybe. I also have like a gnarly stat block for like legit Cthulhu. I'm hoping it doesn't come up this campaign, but like
Yeah.
that could be
That
fun
could
to
be
throw
fun
at
for
y'all.
summer.
It'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Yep. Um okay, these are good. I you would be surprised how close you are.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, pretty good. Um you know, what tipped you off that something was wrong with these people?
Everything from the
Everything.
moment we met them,
Oh man. What do
it was
y'all
the
think about what do y'all think about them speaking so highly of Arthok though? At least the
I
ones that you talked to, like cuz you didn't talk to all of them. So who's to say that there aren't differing opinions, but
right. I mean, it doesn't shock me because, like, he, to have the crew that he did, he would have had to inspire loyalty in some way, shape, or form, right?
yeah.
So, like,
I'm like assuming these are the opinions that people had when the plant ate them, right?
That's what
Like
I'm
the
also
plant
trying
probably
to.
doesn't have an opinion on Arthok.
hmm.
It might
that,
have an opinion on Arthok, but I
I
don't
mean,
know.
the plant could have been cast by Arthok, that magically enhanced.
Yeah, I mean, he did try
Oh,
to like burn down part of the like maybe he was trying to kill the plant. I don't know.
Yeah, now that you know that
curious.
these are like evil plant people, like does this story of like, yeah, he heard something from this guy that upset him, and then that night he tried to burn down the village. Like, does that? What do we think happened there?
I mean, maybe the plant came in while he was out on one of
Yeah.
his long jaunts to discover the island, and he came back and found the situation to be what it was.
Hmm.
But also, that time he came back with Johnny.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sus.
What did Johnny say? That's what I want to know. That like really tipped Arthok over.
Well, we're only
I
interested in you being alive, so the rest of your friends don't matter. Could be a pretty big one.
maybe. My
Maybe.
I was thinking maybe it was like something like eldritch, like maybe it wasn't even in common. Maybe it was this like weird, like I don't know, disturbing whisper thing that freaked Arthok the fuck out,
I
and
don't know.
and then for him it just showed up as anger. I don't
Yeah,
know
it
though,
could. I don't know. I don't
but
know.
that's a good also a good theory as well. Like
I don't know. I just don't know because now I'm like, how much of that is even
Right.
right now
even
that
happened?
exactly now that we are hearing from plant people, it's like all right, well it's Eden.
Well, and them saying that he was like empty afterward, or
Yeah.
it's like, is that the plant's influence? I don't know. Very interesting to think about.
Well, and the cool thing though is the existence of the plant and of what it's doing means that time here probably doesn't work all that differently. Like these people did not just survive 35 years in the same form, they were just eaten. And
Right.
now we're
That's
Yeah.
just seeing like the plants work. So I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
like
that
yeah.
answers that question.
That
Or
makes
at least
sense.
Especially because Arthok obviously spent time here and he did age.
He definitely aged.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So,
that definitely makes
That's
more
true.
sense.
Yeah.
Because they could theoretically have like the same memories, but definitely would like look probably the age that they did when
Mhm.
they died.
Well, and they were also like, how long ago was it?
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
like, we
know.
don't know.
time. Yeah.
Man. Yeah. Yeah. Super weird, but fun little plant jaunt.
Is it
Yep.
fun?
I'm having a blast. I'm having a grand old time. I only need to eat one more rogue. So
And then you
close.
got all of them.
Yeah. You gotta catch them all.
We'll just have to see what happens.
I feel like there was something. Oh, so according to the plant people, the bodies that Arthok dug up were the officers. Um, does that, I don't know, mean anything or, um,
I
I
feel like
know
it's
it has
supposed to.
to.
Yeah,
Same. I'm like,
but I don't
you're like,
know what.
probably
yeah.
means something, but we don't know
Well,
what.
I thought maybe the number would correlate to like us, but there's 7 of us, so that's definitely not it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what if Revan was the 8th, though? What if it's Revan, Arthok, and then the 6th? I mean, I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
There's still so I know there's still so
There's
much we
just
don't
so-
know,
yeah.
even when we learn things.
Right. But it's so interesting to watch you guys, like, whether it's reliable or not, hear some other accounts of, like,
Mm-hmm.
that those early days on the island for Arthok.
Right.
It's an interesting story that we've not heard yet.
Mm.
Let's see. So, poem was a lot about burnout.
Yeah.
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 One of the times in which I was really struggling with burnout. It's funny, I give y'all grief about it a lot, but was like right around the time when y'all discovered that Arthok was a bad guy. Um, like
Oh my
I
gosh.
legitimately, like I when I create a campaign, I create a very rough outline of like what might happen. And it's literally, it's like, all right, level 1, and then it'll be like a couple bullet points, and it's like a sentence. It's like, can go to this place, might fight this monster, could learn this. Sometimes it's just like Revan backstory, Ronan backstory. There's no like elaboration. It's just like, during this level, we're gonna try to tackle this, and like as we go, I'll flesh it out and stuff. I had fleshed out pretty much everything up until like that visit to the island where y'all went to the temple. And I think even that was kind of thrown together a little hastily. And then after that, I didn't have like shit. I didn't have anything at all. I like roughly knew what Glimcairn was kind of supposed to be according to
matter.
my
Yeah.
old outline, but like literally it was just like bullet points and not complete sentences. I'm like, Hoots algae stuff. And then there was like other stuff, but like I didn't know what was going to happen. I hadn't worked on it at all. So like it was one of those moments where like I was like, this is I'm out of material. We're going to have to like take a break probably after this. And then they were like, hey, Arthok, take your shirt off. And then everything changed, and it was like stressful in some ways, but also like exactly what I needed at the time. I feel like so often it's like a gamble, because I'm like, I know I don't have it all figured out, and it's like, I hope they inspire me somewhere along the way to write some material, because otherwise it's gonna get real awkward. But yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Did you really pull through?
pretty interesting.
Yeah. Benji really did pull
do
through,
that.
honestly. Um, yeah. Glimcairn was totally different than, like, I guess the
Oh,
original
that's
plan, but also
so
there
crazy to
wasn't
think
much of a
about.
plan.
It was different than we expected to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quite.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Absolutely. I think the second time I never really ran out of material, but I was definitely like getting burned out, um, or just knew I needed a break soon. Was like post Feywild leading up to like Father Mackenzie stuff. I think it
mm,
was just like a stressful time. There was a lot of like people were all super busy, so it was hard to know who was going to be there for
Mm-hmm.
each game and stuff. So it was like I don't know what to work on because I don't know who I'm running a game for. Um, but like I always had enough material, but some stuff ended up like having to get thrown together more quickly because it's like I'd find out that somebody was going to be there and I'd need to capitalize on them being present, or like finding out somebody wasn't going to be there, being like, all right, well, let's shelve that until I get them back and then we'll do that. So I think it all worked out. I don't think I'd change anything, but like, if anything felt out of the blue during that segment of time, it was me trying to capitalize on who was there as best I could. But yeah, burnout sucks. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know what y'all do. Like, do y'all have methods of trying to like cope with it or work
Mm.
through it, or you just ride it out?
uh, I mean, mm, I don't think what I've experienced is quite what you've experienced.
Mm,
I think burnout, um, my burnout, most often just it doesn't come from like repeated creative output, which is what I am assuming you're talking about with prepping for D&D and stuff. Um, like I haven't been burned out from singing per se, but I've been
mm,
burned out from like teaching
right.
and school and
Yeah.
like that. And so but that I suspect that's different, and I suspect that to be autistic burnout, from just like
Mm,
masking and like, well, and I mean, because for better for worse, like being a teacher, I'm so aware of like trying to be so aware of like how I am with students and like how I come across and like want to make
for
sure my students
sure.
feel safe and it's like I don't regret that, but like it's hard, you know.
Hmm.
So me, I mean, I just have to like not do anything. Like
Right.
I
It's
just have to
like
not do
you
anything.
have to take a break. I think
Yeah.
ultimately that's like the most surefire way to
Yes. Yeah.
get
Mm-hmm.
over it is to actually take a break. Um, yeah, I think a lot of times I will try to work around it by throwing myself into something else. Like
Mm-hmm.
during a lot of
Mm.
those times where I was struggling to create for the current campaign, I would dive into stuff for the next campaign because that still I could work on. That still made me
New.
excited. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was something to look forward to. But the current stuff I'd get stuck on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but sometimes you just gotta like take a break. I mean, there's a time
Yeah.
where I took like a whole month off and I needed that whole time to like get
Yeah.
excited about it again.
Yeah.
And it's so like so many different things can contribute to getting burned
Mm.
out and stuff. I know when I was running out of stuff right before y'all found out Arthok was evil, that was like the worst stuff was happening. There was like some really terrible stuff happening in the news that made it very hard for me to even like want to teach at the time. It was like right at the start of 2023, I think. Um, and it just bled into everything else and stuff. And it's sucks. It's hard. But
That is tough. Yeah.
you get through it one way or
Yeah, I
another.
find I walk a very fine line between some days I just come home and I stare at the ceiling.
Yeah.
Right?
And then other days I'm like, I have to do something.
Right.
Yeah.
But then at
Yeah.
the same time, making myself too busy
Mm-hmm.
contributes to that exhaustion and that burnout and that feeling that I just have to lie down on my bed and stare at the ceiling.
Right. Right.
So, like, I never really feel like I have so much stuff to do. I gotta do laundry. I gotta do
Yeah.
dishes. I gotta do all this stuff. And
I
I'm
feel
like,
you.
I just don't have the energy for it, especially after these last 2 weeks. Like, we're musicians
Yeah.
and it's December.
I'm
We're
just,
all feeling this.
Yeah.
if I can make it through Tuesday,
Yeah.
I will be
I'm
okay.
I'm lucky in that my
Same.
my 2 weeks ended today.
Mm, Tuesday.
But
I'll
like,
get through Tuesday.
but I had literally 2 weeks of teaching all day and then having something directly after teaching
Yeah.
Yeah.
until at least 8 p.m.
Right.
Mm.
For
And that
sure.
sucked.
For
And like
sure.
Saturdays and Sundays were taken up by stuff too.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's like teaching, well, any job really, but like when you have a stressful job that takes a lot out of you, it's so hard to like then enjoy the other things outside of that job. Like,
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
this stuff, like everything that I ran tonight, I prepped weeks ago. And if I
Mhm.
hadn't, there's no way I would have been able to run this game. Like
Mhm.
I haven't sat down at this computer and looked at any of my D&D stuff in well over like a week or 2 weeks. Like it's been a while. And it's like I just sometimes I just want to just do the things I love and
Mhm.
not have to do work. And sometimes I love work, but right now it's a stressful time of year for sure.
Mm.
For
Mhm.
sure. But we're close. We're very close to the holiday break, and even whether you get a lot of time off or not, I do feel like just like the end of the year helps kind of, I don't know,
Mhm.
gives you a little bit of energy. It's like, all right, it's going to be a new year. It'll be different in some way. That's
Yeah.
something to look forward to.
Well, and like I say that my 2 weeks ended today, but technically tomorrow and Tuesday I have to run Adam's Family auditions after
Mm,
school.
yeah.
Oh.
So like I still have something after work for at least 2 hours both of those
Right.
days.
Y'all do exams?
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday are our exams.
Okay. I
And they
got
turn
kids
into
till
like
Friday.
half days for the kids, so like they get done at lunchtime and then I get like teacher work days, which is nice. But
Friday's a
Yeah.
half
That's so
day,
nice.
but I have to be there the whole day. Though I
Same.
think I can probably sneak away. But
Mhm.
anyway, this was a lovely discussion. A little bit about episode 77, a little bit about burnout, which I think is a super important discussion. I know a lot of
Absolutely.
people deal with it all the time, and it can
Mhm.
get really hard in those like busy times of the year too. So it's definitely a thing that we all deal with, and like even if I'm running a game or telling a story continually for multiple years doesn't mean that I don't get totally stumped in the middle of it or multiple times in the middle of it. So if you noticed, yeah, I'm a human being. If you didn't, I'm such a good actor. I don't know. Yeah, real good at bullshitting. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this discussion, and on to the next episode, guys. Anybody staying on for Misfit
Yeah.
Management?
I will.
Yeah. Well, Joe's in the correct timeline, or not timeline, time zone.
That's hilarious.
Alternate
Bro.
Joe.
Alternate Joe.
Amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just take the crown off.
Yeah. It was lovely. It looks lovely.
Thank you so
No,
much.
keep it on.
Mhm.
Well, it was, you know what? I might actually, then they'll know what episode.
Yes,
I
queen.
think they'll know what episode it is anyway, but
I do
Let
tell
me-
them every
you
time.
do tell them, in fact. I'll keep it on for the vibes.
Yeah. Vibes
But-
are very important.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But no, it just came in clutch, and I was like, all right, guess I'll
You
actually.
gotta wear a crown. Okay.
Okay.
This was episode 78, New Misfit Management, and like in some ways not a lot happened, but in a lot of ways a lot happened. Okay. We dealt with the plants and the body takers. Any like thoughts on any of that. You got to like ask them some questions and stuff. So
Yeah, I mean, it was hard to like think of what else we could glean.
I felt like y'all asked really good questions. There's only so
Okay,
much
good.
that they would have been able to tell you guys, you know?
Right. No, I know. Okay, but good. I'm glad that you think they were good.
Yeah, I really do. The only things that like really got missed here is like if y'all took more time to talk to each podling, you could have gotten little like tidbits of info and like their thoughts on Arthok or their thoughts on like the mutiny or things like that, or like how Arthok was before the crash and stuff. And so that was really the only missed thing there. Because, like, some of these survivors may have been in favor of the mutiny. Some of them might not have been. And so, like, they would be able to give you some info on that. But, like, in the grand scheme of things, how important is that to, like, you know, the main conflict, you know? Like, it's fun to figure out why Arthok is the way that he is. But
Oh, yeah, totally.
understanding that doesn't necessarily help you like defeat him and stop Cthulhu and stuff. So it's like, you know. But I think that was really the only thing missed there.
And I didn't ask about that in particular because I was just afraid it was going to be a waste and that we just
For
get more of the
sure.
same that we heard from Ava. And
For
so I was
sure.
like, but yeah.
Yeah, and I think some of them would have given similar answers to Ava. It really depends on who you ask. Because I have little things for each person, so it does vary a little bit.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah. Okay, after that, we did a mid-session level up. Are there any things that you guys are now excited about for this new, you're level 12 now?
12.
Like, did anybody get anything big that they're excited about?
Evasion.
Evasion is nice.
That's real nice.
Soup's nice.
Especially with what we're literally about to face.
Yeah. Might
Oh.
come in handy.
Yeah.
Might be super
I just got an
important.
ASI, but yeah, it's actually kind of a chill level up for me. Just got an ASI, but that does give me more spells to prepare, which I think is actually might be helpful. I won't say specifically how, but I think it might be.
I need to look. I wonder if in the revision everybody gets the same boosts at the same levels or not, or if it's staggered like it is now.
I don't remember.
I know in some ways they try, like I think everybody waits until 3rd level to get their subclass maybe.
I think so.
I wonder if they've made other changes to streamline all of that.
Yeah.
Because it's always interesting that different people get boosts at different times. Like, in some ways it's nice, in other ways I'm not sure how I feel.
Right.
About Casey, what did you decide? Rogue or sorcerer?
I did rogue.
Rogue.
Yeah,
Nice.
I got a couple expertises, but
Cool.
Oh, okay.
MJ, what did you land on?
I ended up choosing Stalwart Protector.
Okay.
Oh boy.
If you just look at the whole, I guess, grand scheme of what I'm trying to do, especially with like Way of Long Death, I haven't been able to utilize Mastery of Death, which of course I can
Yeah.
expend a key point to choose to go back to 1 health after going to 0. So I know when I first initially started, I was like, I want to kind of be like a frontliner,
Right.
Also, kind of skirmisher monk build. So after you told me about that, I was like, yeah, let me take a peek. And I was like, oh, this is exactly what I want.
That sounds so
Exactly what I want.
hoots. That sounds very appropriate for
Me
him.
too.
I love that.
So very fitting with the character too. So
Joe, you took Magic Initiate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Specifically, what wizard?
Wizard.
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 the wizard.
It's Harry.
And I
have to see that, by the way. But
Oh,
talk about
it's
it.
so good.
I know, same. I gotta see it.
It's only a matter of time before I see it a 3rd time. Okay, after the level up, we went into the jungle and things got spooky.
Spoopy.
Spooky vibes. Thoughts on
Spooky.
just the vibes alone?
Oh, so scary.
the specters
scary.
were unpleasant.
I was trying to think of like in those like short scary video games, just like the weird shit they throw at you just to freak you out. And it doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it's just unnerving.
No, that's a very good, yeah.
That's what I was going for.
I definitely got that vibe.
Yep.
That's kind of how I felt about this island as a whole, because between that and then between the island sinking and then like all the like dead bodies and stuff, I'm like, how much is this even real? And I'm like, this is probably all just flavor for like dread and stuff, which, you know, I mean, and still knowing that is still, it doesn't really diminish the effect at all. Yeah.
It's a maddening place for sure.
Oh, for sure.
And I've tried to like consume like content and media and stuff that's in that Lovecraftian vibes just to get inspiration and stuff. So I try to come up with new stuff. All right. And then we go in the cave and then everything gets like real.
Yeah.
Okay, you found 2 obelisks, which is great. Which is very important, because you know that you need somebody at each one to put in a clay figure in order to seal Cthulhu away. Now the problem is one of them is in the room with Cthulhu.
And
He's right there.
When we do we know if doing this breaks the curse on us?
No.
You don't know that for certain.
We just know it.
You know that you're like, okay, what is your curse? Like, describe it to me as you understand it.
We're bound together, and as we do all of this stuff and kill people, we get closer to some, like, releasing Cthulhu, and gotten boons the more that we've done this, right? One of them come back to life.
So I this would be a time when I would remind you of the book you found. And some of them were, like, one of the rituals was for raising Cthulhu, which involved killing a certain number of people, and like after different numbers are killed, boons are gifted to whoever's doing this, and ultimately it raises Cthulhu. There was also a like a ritual or a spell that basically grants the caster immortality. They bind their soul to an object. And so they can't really be killed unless because their soul's in that object. And then the other one was binding individuals to somebody. And that's what's probably, like, you've surmised that that's what's happening to you. You've been bound to Arthok. And so I guess the question is, like these extra things, it's like you're getting it because it's something Arthok has cast, you know, and you're bound to him. So I don't know. Do with that what you will.
I don't know. I mean, I think
so. My fear is that whoever ends up, if it's not Arthok, stuck in the cave with Cthulhu, what if the immortality aspect is no longer a thing?
Potentially. Is that something, like, would you wait until, like, you guys haven't tried to not be immortal. So can we talk about that?
I kind of, what I was sort of asking Revan about is, like, I kind of feel like just maybe destroying the cape is, well, I don't know if that's enough, but.
Well, so if I'm not sure I understood how we were immortal until we just talked through it again. I didn't realize that it's because we were bound to Arthok. I thought it had something to do with the cape. I thought that
it does, because you believe that Arthok has bound his soul to the cape.
Okay, so because he bound our souls to him, and his soul is bound to the cape.
Ours are also bound to the cape.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yes.
So yes, I mean, if we destroyed the cape, that could affect it.
I think it, from a practical point of view, doesn't really make sense to get rid of it now.
No.
Oh,
I
I
guess
know. Oh, I
my
agree.
question is
Zero.
Yeah,
Zero
like
is
why would we
inevitable.
get rid of it?
no, for sure.
Yes.
I totally get being immortal right now. That makes a lot of sense. I guess my question is, have you thought about how you would like the sequence of events to go at the very end? Like, do you fight Arthok, then destroy the cape, then fight Arthok again? Do you like, you're gonna
Well,
have
okay,
to.
there's
Fuck,
a
dude.
certain amount of time between dying and the cape reviving you. So if
Yeah.
we had the
Yeah.
cape on us, we killed Arthok and destroyed the cape before he could be revived, then we wouldn't have to fight him twice, theoretically.
Mhm.
But the cape would have to be on us. It wouldn't work.
Yes,
with
and
another
you would
look.
have to hope that you are able to destroy the cape.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because, I mean, I
Yeah.
imagine that's not easy.
Yeah, we've
Probably.
never destroyed a phylactery in our games.
No.
It's true.
No
So.
idea how that works.
No.
Yeah.
So
That's
we
a
should
good
probably
question,
look into
though.
that.
That's a good question, though. Like,
Mhm.
I
part of
think
me
it's something that
wonders-
y'all should think about.
Oh,
We should-
yeah.
I'm gonna put it in our chat so we remember to do it.
Yay! Because, like, yeah. Because we've never, I guess I've never considered fighting Arthok this whole time. I've considered
No.
charming Arthok this whole time.
Yes.
And I don't know if
have
that's gonna be
noticed
enough.
that has been like
Because
a
we're
strategy.
I'm scared. I mean,
Yes.
a little bit. Just we've never fought him ever, and I don't know if I just
That
don't
is
know
true.
what.
That is super true.
And I mean, yeah, he can't die, and neither can we. But it's like if we can't defeat him, like then there's so much ruin that can happen. There's just there's a huge risk beyond ourselves, like, and so it's and beyond the island, and it's just like
Well, he doesn't need to be out and about, able to do whatever, like that's not.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
For sure.
no.
For sure. It's something I want y'all to start thinking about, because we all know that we're approaching the end of the
The end.
campaign. So like I mean, we're also getting to the point where you need to start thinking about how you want to write your characters' endings,
Oh,
if they're
God.
able to like get this happy ending, what happens next? Like, think about that.
Yeah.
We still have a little bit to go. We still have to tie up all the stuff with the Drillis and things like that. But it's something I want you guys to have in the back of your mind. And now that you've seen where Cthulhu is and you understand this extra added problem, you're going to need to start forming a strategy and a plan as best you can, and hope that it all works out.
We might, honestly, guys, the hoes might need to have like a group FaceTime at some point, just
Yeah.
to just to figure out, strategize. Because, I mean, for the people that aren't here, and like,
For sure.
yeah, it's just
For sure.
a loot.
Yeah.
A good old hoedown.
Throw down.
Oh my god. Oh, down.
Oh, down, throw down.
What's the Miley Cyrus song?
Oh, down, throw down.
Yes.
Down, throw down.
Down, throw down. And then, of course, last but not least, John walked in.
Oh.
Huh.
I
My
knew
boy.
it was gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, the second I said you guys were leveling up, you're like, well, great.
It's John. No, it's him.
It's John.
I want to know his real fucking name, bruh. I'm so tired. John is such an underwhelming name for this thing. Like,
It's John
And
with a
yet
question
we're
mark
scared
at the
every
end.
time.
John?
It's the question
John?
mark is the issue. The question mark
John?
is the problem.
yeah. What's with that?
Might be John.
No, but I don't know if it's better or worse that like he's in his humanoid form right now, because I have been fully expecting that we run into him like
Monster.
Oh,
into
I
his
knew
lunch.
Yeah.
Like,
I had a feeling that he was going to
toothy tentacle man.
be back in his human form.
Oh, I didn't at all.
Yeah, I was just
It
ready
would
for.
be too easy. It would be too easy for him already to be halfway done.
Yeah, you
I mean,
guys
yeah.
describe John as being, like, immortal. Which is fun. But I'll be interested to see. I'll be interested to see how this rematch goes, because it was so
Me too.
bad the
It was
first time.
terrible.
I
It
have
was
also.
so bad the first. Like, I mean, what was terrible is because you didn't know there was a second stage.
Yep.
Like, you were so excited when he was like on death's door the first time, and it was just like, it's about to get really bad.
Recap, we have the cape with us, do we not?
It's on the boat.
Shit.
Yeah, we left it on the boat.
Okay. I
Yep.
couldn't remember if we left it on the boat or if we brought it with us.
It's on the
We
boat.
debated.
Yeah, we debated for sure. We were like, yeah.
Didn't we bring it with us underwater? Because we didn't want to deal with getting our stuff.
You left it on the boat because that's why Revan woke up on the boat.
Yeah.
After getting killed
by
by the cantor.
the cantor.
Got it. Okay.
Die Meistersinger von Nürnberg.
Huh.
Yeah, we're talking about Meisters earlier. I was like, I
Right.
can only think of that show now.
Okay, any closing remarks? We talked a lot on our curses and stuff, which is important.
Praying for a rough week.
I'm terrified.
Merry
I'm scared.
Christmas.
I'm scared, but I'm also
Merry
strategizing
Christmas.
already. I'm already like, okay.
God bless
I'll
us.
get to strategizing. I'm currently still
Everyone.
scared.
But I do think, I will say, Amanda, the mood that you've created has been, I think, very exceptional. I was
Thank you,
shocked
thank you.
that because I never thought we'd actually see Cthulhu. I thought that
Me
was
neither.
just, I thought that he was just always going to be behind the curtain somewhere, and but like having actually
for
seen
a
him is
long
crazy.
time, I knew that like the last obelisk was in the room with him.
Mhm.
Like I think I landed on that a while ago. So I've just been excited waiting for this moment. And I knew that the jungle entrance was the one that would get you there.
So it just so happened that we kept avoiding the jungle.
Well, I think at first I hadn't landed on all of that. Like I don't really flesh out an area of the island unless I know you're going to it. I knew there was a jungle. I didn't necessarily know what was in the jungle until later. If you had gone to the jungle first, then the shipwreck would probably have been on a different corner of the island. Like, it's, it just depends on when you go to it, and we write the story as we go. But,
True.
But yeah, I'm excited. I feel like this is a really pivotal island visit.
Yeah. Thanks for weaving the magic, Amanda.
Yeah.
Well, don't know how many more of these island visits you're gonna get,
Yeah, that's true.
We still need to find one obelisk.
Yeah, you need to lay your eyes on it. You know where it is, but you need to see it.
And we need to find one more
figurine.
Yeah, one more figurine. But you don't know if that will be on the island or not.
Right.
Right.
Arthok with John.
I think Arthog has it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's
Precisely.
Arthok has it. Yeah.
Or
Drillis has it. He's
possessed
coated it
figure.
in gold.
It's in a bottle.
Yeah.
Maybe John is a possessed figure, and when we kill him, he's just gonna shrivel away, and there will be.
Wait,
That
would
would
crazy.
That'll
be
be fun.
That would
Crazy.
be pretty
That'll be
crazy.
very fun.
I'm trying to decipher Amanda's face just now.
I know where the last figure is, but
well, yeah.
I assume so.
I hope so.
yes, I decided on it like a long time ago.
The galaxy far away.
Yeah, galaxy far, far away. Yeah. All right. Well, very good. Lovely Misfit management. Until the next episode. 79. Goodness. Crazy.
Rematch.
Bye and Merry Christmas.
Merry
Merry
Christmas
Christmas!
and
Merry
a happy
Christmas.
New Year.